Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I'm going to be unboxing and showing off a new product that a lot of you probably haven't heard of because until recently I hadn't either. This is the brand new Red gaming phone. So let's go ahead and do the unboxing before I do the full review and talk about specs and things like that. So it just comes in a very small box like this. Pause and quick cut to the future. This video is sponsored by Nubia that manufactures the Redmagic phone. It's not sponsored in that they paid me, but it's sponsored in that they sent me the gaming phone for free to get some publicity. So that's my disclosure. I got a free phone. All right, FTC, let's go back to the review. We open it. Wow, that is a huge phone. Holy crap. Whoa. Like, that is an actual monster of a phone. I did not expect it to be that big. That is a big boy. This is not a little phone. It slides out. It's already got a screen protector on it. That's really good. Oh, here's a neat thing that I'll talk about later. On the side of the phone, these are touch-sensitive paddles, so that when you're gaming, you can hit these paddles like a controller. So that's kind of neat. Now I don't know if mine is charged or not, so I'll put the phone down. That is a behemoth. Like, they sent me a spec sheet with this one. I was like, that's a lot of specs for a little phone. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Let's see what we have in the rest of the box. We have, seems like 3 things that pop out. I'm gonna bet that this is the charging cable. That is correct. Did I forget something in here? Nope. Perfect. I'm gonna bet that this is the charger itself. Just, whoa, that is a big boy. And yeah, I got the EU version of the phone. Don't worry about that. It works the same as the North American one. The EU version was just done earlier, so I got that one earlier so I can test this out more. And finally, we have our instructions and our little reset button key thing and a bunch of stickers. Oh, we have life. It's coming to life. This is an Android phone, by the way, of course, because Android's the way to go. Sorry, iPhone fans. Also, you can't have off-brand iOS, really. So we just noticed that when we booted it up, my wife pointed out, since she's filming, it's got this nice rotating LED thing going on the back, which I did not expect to see. And we're about to do a screen comparison once I sign into my Google account. So I decided to skip the sign-in process and just go straight into the phone for the unboxing part. And you've got this little intro into the fact that it's a gaming phone and we can start the gaming acceleration, but I wanted to point out the screen size. We're gonna start with a regular Samsung S8. That kind of dwarfs the S8, let's be honest right there. And then this is an S8 Plus. It's bigger than the S8 Plus. This is nice. Now, some people don't like big phones, usually. I know, usually people that have little hands, but as a bigger guy who likes to watch media on the phone, who also has big hands, I love that. So let's start. Oh, what? Look at this. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna bet, controller pairing. Yep, because Red sells its own controller accessories, which we don't have right now. We've got add a game, which we would do in the App Store. You can block calls on and off for your gaming so it doesn't interrupt. We've got Aura Band. What does that do? I don't know.
Oh, the back.
Oh, it turns the back on and off? Okay, yeah, that turns the back thing on and off. You don't want to waste battery. Cooling fan. Okay, you can't feel it, but it's vibrating a little bit. Got a profile here. Oh my God, there's a game center. What in the world? Fan on, intelligent adjustment, rapid cooling. That just runs it at like full blast. Intelligent. A lot of gaming related stuff. Help. Okay, that's really interesting. So check this out. You can swipe on the side and bam, even more gaming options. They've just decided that this is straight up for mobile gamers. 4D shock. Oh, that's like the Nintendo Switch, little 4D rumble. Got data rates, we got our GPU frequency, we got our cooling here. There's a lot of stuff going on. All right, last unboxing step before we do a review. I was getting really irritated because I couldn't figure out how to get to my home screen. The switch on the side swaps the entire phone between gaming mode and regular mode. As soon as I hit that switch, we are in game mode. Hit it again, back to regular mode. Also don't know how to make the sound to stop, but this is the actual phone part of the phone here. It's now been 1 week since I did the unboxing of the Redmagic 3 gaming phone. I took it with me on a trip that I signed an NDA about, so I can't talk about that just yet. I used the camera, I used the gaming features, and I put it through some very rigid testing, so now it's time for the actual review part of this video. And since it's not really necessary to just hold the phone up and flip it around all the time for the review, I thought it would just be better to show some PUBG Mobile gameplay that I recorded on the phone since it is a gaming phone. The phone was durable for the only major drop that it suffered. I dropped this phone on a big pile of rocks and I was terrified, and it hit the screen right on a sharp rock. The screen came with a screen protector and thankfully it only suffered a minor scratch. I don't know if that's my good luck, but the one drop test I did accidentally, it was durable. Now, the thing I really want to talk about, the thing that is honestly make or break on this phone for me, is that it has built-in capacitive shoulder triggers that I can map anywhere on the screen. And I talked about that a little bit in the unboxing. Here you can kind of get a better look at them. They're just little indentions on the top. So this part of the video, I'm actually filming with my old S8 Plus because my wife is not here to help me at the moment. Wow, see, that's a really meta shot right there. But these little indentations here aren't just form factors. These are actually touch-sensitive buttons that you can use the gaming mode to map to any point on the screen that you want to click. So for FPS games, that's roughly aim down sights and shoot on the other side. All right, so at this point I've landed and my team's kind of already in combat. I'm going to try to show you how this works. Oh my God, they're shooting. So in the game mode, you can open up the touch button and you see these R and Ls. I can just kind of drop these. So this is my right trigger and I'm going to drop it on top of the shoot. And the left trigger, I could have any of these things, actions, but I want it on aim down sights, like a proper first-person shooter. And it's enabled, you can see that at the top, so I just hit X because I'm done. And now, as you can see, I've got no fingers on the controller whatsoever, and I just tap, shoot. Just aim down sights. And for me, this is a godsend. For me, this is the most important feature of the phone. I'm going to run around and try and find somebody. I'm probably going to get murked here because I'm not really paying attention. Alright, well, it seemed like my teammates killed everybody, so I'm just going to screw around with a shotgun. Let's say we're just walking around out here and I wanted this tree to die. I'm trying to hold my hands up where you can see it. I don't have to actually stop aiming. I can strafe and shoot and just do like console shooting, which gives me a really big advantage in a mode like this, or a game like this more accurately, because mobile games you usually have to like run and get in position and then stop and then hit the shoot button and then go back. But just having bumpers that just do this is super awesome. I think it is by far the best feature of the entire phone. It's the #1 reason to have this phone, is to have those bumpers, because it makes your default phone feel so much more like a console controller. It has an industry-first active liquid cooling internal turbofan, and that's I know that's a mouthful to say the least, but it is a real liquid cooling fan for the processor that keeps your phone cool. And in my experience using this with gaming and recording, it actually works and isn't particularly loud. I thought it would just hum, but it's not too bad. It also doesn't seem to impact battery life very much to run the fan. Well, I really couldn't tell a difference, to tell you the truth, and probably running it cooler should save battery life and, you know, battery longevity over the lifespan of the phone. So I was really happy with the liquid cooling, and I'll briefly show you how to turn it on and off. So right now I have my phone tethered to my PC so I can kind of control it here, and I wanted to show you the gaming mode. This phone literally has a game button, and when you hit this button on the side, it's a switch more accurately, it boots up. Yep, you can hear the fan kick on, you can hear the little Redmagic intro playing, and it boots up a menu that allows you to create different profiles for every game that you have, and for now I just have PUBG Mobile. We've got a button for the cooling fan to turn on and off, which is what I wanted to show you first. The cooling fan is just a very simple on-off, and as you can hear, it's not particularly loud. The Aurora Band button turns off the little LED color strip on the back. You have block calls and block text, so if you don't want pop-ups while streaming. And we have some other configuration options. You can turn the fan on and off You know, I guess I could turn it off. We've got rapid adjust. We can just put it on max speed. It's very... Can you guys even hear that? Very slightly louder. I prefer intelligent. Let's see. We've got game atmosphere LED, which I don't really care for. Constant brightness protect is a godsend. Or if I swipe right, I pull up this whole other submenu that shows me how much internet I'm using, what the temperature is, the GPU, and I can turn all of these things on or off. The Redmagic 3 has an absolutely massive 5,000 milliamp battery that has a 27 watt quick charge, so when you're gaming and doing really intensive stuff, it pretty much never drains the battery faster than it can be charged, and you can charge it stupidly fast. These are really impressive specs in the phone industry. For comparison, the battery capacity is roughly double that of an iPhone X and about 80% more than most Android devices. When I played PUBG Mobile, which I did quite a lot on this phone, I would lose about 6% battery over the course of a 30-minute game running on high settings. The phone has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 plus Adreno 640 processor, and to be perfectly honest, I've got that text on the screen, but I don't really understand what it means. I am ignorant of phone specs in some capacities, and mobile processors is one of them. I do not know how that compares to other processors, but I do know it runs at 2.85 gigahertz, so it's most certainly not bad. The phone is quite big overall. I'm actually going to go ahead and cut back to full screen so I can show you holding it up in my hand. It has a very big screen. I'm just trying to give you some scale on this bad girl here. It is 6.5 inches, ultra wide screen, full HD, HDMR, AMOLED, AMOLED, there's so many things on the screen. AMOLED display that's really bright. For me on the content side, that doesn't mean a whole lot. What does matter is it runs in 2160x1080 or roughly ultra-wide 1080p. It looks nice, it supports 90 FPS, the brightness is good, the color is good, and as a bigger guy with big hands who travels a lot and likes to watch movies on the plane, it's a big phone. Moving along, let's talk about the RAM and storage capacity. You can go up to 12 gigabytes of RAM and up to 256 gigabytes of internal storage depending on which model of this phone you get. That can scale a little bit. Let's talk about the camera. The camera, we have a standard back and front facing camera. It's nice. I liked the camera. It supports up to 8K for the back camera, and the front camera, that's for video, which is crazy. And the front camera will do up to 1080p 30, which is, I really wanted 1080 60. I really wanted 1080 60 on the front camera, but that's okay. I'm gonna do a brief test of the back camera in the worst environment that I can find. Hey, what's up? So I'm filming in my kitchen right now, which has absolutely terrible lighting and is one of the most good boy. One of the most punishing places for me to use my other phones. So we're gonna see how this looks at 1080 60. And we are gonna give our good boys some In-N-Out burger. This is their absolute favorite treats. So Ozzy, are you hungry? Sit. Prairie dog. Spin. Spin. Spin this way. Good boy. Do you want some meat? Do you want some meat, huh? Quap. Yum, yum, yum. All right, let's get Boomy's treat. Huh, Boomy? Boomy, where's your burger? Ah, yes. Boomy, do you want hamburguesa? Hey, buddy. You want some food? Hey, buddy, you want some doggy food? Oh, yeah? Oh, yum, yum. Hey, you're supposed to eat in your bowl, bud. All right, we're gonna feed Boomby. Flop. Oh, God, I've made a mess. What am I doing with my life? Hey, what? Dude, I'm trying to film. And this is a test of the front-facing camera. This is 1080-30, and I'm kind of holding it out on one hand, so it may be a little shaky here. But you'll notice that as I move around my room and do things and move it, it's a well-stabilized 1080-30 that doesn't have bad motion blur or anything. Usually front-facing cameras are kind of rough, and while this one's not 60 FPS, it is a quality 1080-30, so I'm happy with that. As a matter of fact, I filmed my next vlog entirely on the Redmagic 3. I did not use a DSLR or any other cameras, well, except there's like one shot where a friend filmed with his camera. But pretty much the entire vlog is filmed on this camera, and it looks very nice. Unfortunately, that entire trip and what I filmed is under NDA for a little bit longer, but you will see it in a couple of days, and I'll put something on screen so that you know exactly which video it is. I'll probably link it down below later on. The phone has front-facing stereo speakers and DTS-X technology. It works well, it sounds good. I'm really bad at sound analysis, and so I can't speak on an expert level here. All I can say is that when I was playing PUBG Mobile, it was really easy to sound whore and hear footsteps with no headsets or anything like that. I could just hear where people were on the basic default speakers on the phone. So I'm not an expert mobile gamer by any measure, and you probably saw some aiming difficulty still because PUBG Mobile won't let me invert the look stick like I have on console, so it's kind of like doing it backwards for me. But the bumpers are a godsend. The bumpers are by far the best thing about the phone, and I think it's the #1 reason to get the Redmagic 3. They are super, super nice, but they do segue into the flaws section. I've talked about all the good stuff, so let's talk about some of the not so good things about this phone. The bumpers are not physical buttons. They are just touch sensors, and to be fair to them, they are pretty sensitive. It's kind of easy to graze past them or kind of hover your thumb over just a little bit wrong and hit one. I may actually prefer physical buttons, but I guess at least these can't break, and maybe it is something that I need to get used to. The biggest problem that I have with the phone, by far, is that right now it has no USB-C to HDMI support. For 99% of people, this means nothing, but for gamers and streamers, this means that you cannot just plug in a nice handy-dandy little USB-C to HDMI dongle like this and output the phone screen to either your TV for more comfortable gaming or to your capture cards. So what I had to do to record the PUBG Mobile for this game is actually buy a really complicated screen mirroring program and tether data through my USB, and it was a whole big mess. So that's a big problem because I really want to stream COD Mobile on this game, and if you're a mobile game streamer, this is not ideal. You want that USB-C to HDMI support, but I did talk to Redmagic about it, and in an upcoming update, which isn't too far out, that feature will be added. So this complaint will be irrelevant in a month or two, and if you click the little see more whatever, and this was posted like a month or two ago, this phone almost certainly has the HDMI support now. The other downside, and this is a little bit more specific to my setup, is I mentioned before it doesn't get hot, even with the liquid cooling and all that. But if I do the USB power and data tethering, plus running a screen capture program, plus running a game on high settings, plus running the bumper overlay thingy, it does get hot. When I'm running like 4 or 5 programs at a time and outputting data and just going as ham as I possibly can, the phone will get hot. However, it's never gotten hot when I was just regular gaming. Like when I'm just watching Netflix or I'm just playing PUBG Mobile in the airport or whatever, that worked just fine. I had no problems until I started trying to stream with. And that's another thing I think the HDMI will fix. And finally, my last flaw is that the gaming features take some time to get used to. It's got a lot of buttons, a lot of features. The little gaming mode switch isn't as obvious as it should be to some people, and setup is longer than normal. Maybe I'm dumb, it just took me a little bit to get going, and that's a minor flaw because once you do get it set up, it's pretty much good to go forever, and it's quite nice, but you should expect to take a little bit of extra time with it. Overall, at the end of the day, what is my opinion about the Redmagic 3 gaming phone? It's actually very positive. I have had a very good experience with this phone. I'm currently on a Samsung S8 right now, but I'm probably going to take this to my provider, which is Verizon, and change over and make this my primary phone because I like the camera, I like the screen size, I like the battery, I love the bumpers for gaming. Call of Duty Mobile and Apex Mobile's right around the corner, so I need a phone for gaming, and I am probably going to be using this one for a long time to come, so I would recommend it overall. It'll cost about $500 cash, or I don't know what it'll cost if you lease it from somewhere, but if you want to do mobile games, like COD Mobile, this is probably going to be the way to go. So, hope you enjoyed this video, hope you learned something useful, And if you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe, and check out the link below. I should probably...
You should probably pull your little ties out of your hoodie.
I should.
Or it's like crooked. Oh my god, it's annoying me.
What is?
The ties, one's longer than the other. Perfect. It's fine. Okay, everything's fine now.
How's my hair?
It's fine.
It's good?
Yeah,
it's good
it's
hair?
good. It's good hair.
Glad, good to know. It feels weird. Ozzy, can you jingle some more? It looks irritated.
It's been recording the whole time. Okay.
That dog's jingling collar is gonna drive me insane.
Hey, buddy. You can't help it.